The Singapore Grand Prix onto the flies out at night, Dan, as the lights comes on. Lights out, and away we go. And a good long start for the 2 point horses there. Looks like Leclerc, car size will lead to Leclerc after the start there. He's going to get through. Here goes Lewis Hamilton, Dan, on Leclerc. Through, they're going to the first few quarters, Dan. Nicely, safely through, Dan. Sainz is to the lead. Another big precision game for Verstappen. He's got ahead of Ocon Gasly there. Nice start there. Wow. So it's Sainz who leads. Then it's Hamilton. He's got ahead of Leclerc. Wow. Nice going there for Hamilton. He's got ahead of the one of the Ferraris. As Verstappen, this is him getting ahead of Ocon and the Alpha Pierre Gasly. Gasly got knocked down in Q10 and Ocon had a fault issue with his Alpine at the end of Q2. And that's for him out to Q2 there. So Verstappen's getting up 2 spots to the bump, and it's the 2 McLarens that we call it next up ahead. As the drivers head down to turn 7, Dan. Lando has got ahead of Valtteri Bottas there, and this is Verstappen. But now we call it in the McLaren, but blocks it out, Dan. Oh, good overtake there. So after the first few corners, Sainz is in the lead. Hamilton is in second place, got ahead of his feature teammate Charles Leclerc in second. Then it's Leclerc third, wasn't fourth. Such a trying to get around the outside of George wasn't Mercedes there, but hasn't done that quite just yet. There's Alonso, then it is Norris, Bottas, then it is Ricardo Verstappen as the driver head through down the Anderson Bridge as they come through. After Verstappen it's Ocon, then it's Gasly, then it's Vettel, then it's Albon, then it's Stroll, Joe, Latifi, Schumacher, Mansell, and Tsunoda. Such a Perez. Try and think about making a move on George Russell Mercedes, but can't fire away by on the Merc. The DRS will be up here next lap, Dan. What about Verstappen? Still not back on the McLaren time, Ricardo. Okay. Let's just turn off the ERS. So let's just not waste it, Dan. And yeah, we're putting the tyre very, very quickly, Dan, for both our drivers, Dan. We need to be very careful because this is a tricky street circuit, this says. And if there's any collisions later on this Grand Prix, that might be a safety car coming now. And if they block the track here, that might be a red flag. But everyone has had a red flag here at Singapore in real life. Nearly had one in 2017 when there was a crash at the start of it involving Vettel, Verstappen and Raikkonen. Well, that didn't cause a red flag then. So that didn't happen, I'm afraid. But let's see. We're not going to see that here then because it's under the 2-hour limit then of this Grand Prix test then here at Marina Bay Street Circuit. But in this game, it's unlimited time, okay? Oh, Verstappen's got ahead of Ricardo. Wow, through the canes then and into the grandstand they come through. Wow, Verstappen's got ahead of Ricardo for 9th. Wow. Just before the DRS activated then, so Verstappen has got ahead of his former teammate, Dan Ricciardo. Nice going there for Verstappen. So he got on the outside through the chicane at turn 15 and 16 and made it stick. Nice going, Max. Nice going. So with that, he's up into P9. So easy that is, Des. You say the cross. The team will be pleased for that. Back in the pits. We're coming up to the DRS, so I'm going to let Perez activate the ERS. And I'll let Verstappen activate the ERS at the back of Bottas. I'll be back in a minute. Guys, my mum interrupted me and now I didn't camera then. Actually, the camera and charging problem then, and then mum. I'm so sick about it because there are so games in my way, not very good at all. As Perez gets ahead of George Russell in the Mercedes there, and he's up into P4. Anyway, so here's Perez. Got DRS at the back of the Mercedes and Russell then. Get ahead for turn 7 down, and with that Perez has got ahead of the Mercedes, and he's up into P4 now. He's into 4th place in this race. But how long will he stay behind that Mercedes for so long, Dan? So how long until he will hold him back? Well, probably he can pull away then before he might make a charge on him with more DRS on the straightaway down into turn 15. Use ERS to defend the Perez if Russell makes a charge on you. Drew's going to try to do it on the outside for turn 7, but Perez has the racing line stick. So with that, Perez hoping to keep a hold of George Russell then, and keep pushing down on the soft tyres and see how long it will last him before he might get overtaken by George. As Verstappen's got ahead of Fox with playing the other male then, so let's have a look at the replay and see how he done it. I think down to the straightaway then through turn 6 and into 7. And with that, through the streets, and the Dutchman gets ahead then coming into turn 7, and he's up into P8. So Verstappen is ahead of Bottas. Next up is the McLaren and Dan Ricciardo. Actually, no, it's Lando Norris, excuse me. It's Lando Norris in the McLaren, excuse me. Dan Ricciardo is actually outside the points in P11. So, well, McLaren hoping to get points again, Dan. So that we want to hopefully keep this up the point times. It's a better Grand Prix back to Ricciardo, Dan. The score 3 point scorings then with Ricciardo and Lando Norris, and then where had a hat in 7th place in the Tourist Championship then. And Verstappen, with Lando Norris then, as he gets ahead of him then just before turn 14, and Verstappen is now on with 7th place. What a good combat drive charge for Verstappen, but his area is now running on empty then. And Perez, well, I'm going to let him keep going down. So nice move for Verstappen. Hell, Lando Norris is now up into P7 in this Singapore Grand Prix then. Watson's got ahead of Perez then. And always going through the barriers there, the tunnel into the grandstand. So this is George Ward diving down into turn 4 on Perez. Got ahead of Perez, but the Mercedes are beating us here. First it was the Ferrari, and now the 2 Super R want some bigger points that I hope we get to hopefully. Well, I don't think it won't be Ferrari for 2nd place in the championship, but 3rd place would be at task then for them to hopefully finish ahead of the rest of them. Like, P are in 4 point, Alpha in P5, so I believe they're going to want to finish in P3 as it were all the time, very much indeed from Mercedes. As Water has got ahead of Perez, is now into P4 now, but Perez wants his place, got DRS on Watson because he's just behind Dan, and Perez used that DRS and he gets back ahead of Watson Dan. That doesn't stop finish straight away, Dan, and with that he's back up to P4. So nice move there for Perez, but Watson might get back on him. Let's see if Jordan might make another, can get the position back from Perez. Let's see as it goes for turn 5. Watson with the DRS wide open. He's going to do it on the left hand side down. That might be a good way to do that then. Perez now having to fight off George for quite a while, and Russell gets back ahead of Perez, and he's back up into P4. Wow, good battle that is between Russell and Perez there, and George Russell in the Mercedes now into P4 yet again then. Because I hope there'll be a city car that doesn't change anything, because the Mercedes are beating us. Sit. I really don't like that at all, but Verstappen on the other hand is catching up to the LPL for that Alonso, and hopefully he can try and get ahead of the Spaniard until we get some bigger points here. As Hamilton is on the back of Charles Leclerc, hoping to get DRS on the back of the market to get back that 2nd place in this Grand Prix. Hamilton's on 2 poles so far this season in Canada and in Hungary. So hopefully he can putting him in the Singapore circuit and then Wheelbase Street circuit then. If you get ahead of the Ferrari, Charles Leclerc go ahead of it for P2. But the Ferrari are very quicker than the Mercedes, but could hopefully Hamilton find a way ahead of the Monegas. He can as we go through turn 5. DRS will be wide open right now then. Alonso's going to be on DRS with Alonso. Hamilton's going for a dive, but on Charles Leclerc. He's going for 2nd place here. Down to turn 7, and Hamilton has got ahead of Leclerc. Nice move there. And here goes back to Verstappen on Alonso here. And Verstappen gets ahead of the Spaniard, and he's up into P6. So Verstappen is ahead of Alonso now, and he's now into 6th place now. So Red Bull drive 5th and 6th now, but on the Ferrari and the Mercedes are dominating so far. So Hamilton got ahead of Leclerc, and Verstappen ahead of Alonso for 6th. So, what ways we're having at the front lights in the Marina Street, so we're having them guys. We're on lap 11, and Sainz is clear out by 4.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton and Leclerc. Will anything happen later on this Grand Prix coming up? George Russell dive into the pits then. Probably want to get held up by the Alpine Alonso, he's coming into the pits as well. One more hard tyres down for George. He's going on demonstrator. I think he's going for some kind of DB he's going for. Alonso, I think he's going to be going for hard tyres as well, but we're going to fit in medium tyres to go to the race then. Alonso switched from the side to the one more hard tyre. He goes 2 down. Now he go rejoin the race. I don't know whether he's going to be joined down. I think he's going to be rejoining P12 because Vettel and Joel come into the pits as well. So Alonso will rejoin P12. As well, so we join the race in P10. Had the other time P cars, the license that will be a centre car that could change the race anything but that, eh? The 2 potted horses down. So having won this Australian Grand Prix. And looks like it's going to be happy with car site if he keeps this up. Nearly won the Dutch Grand Prix when the Sunday occasion and when Schumacher crashed out in the heavy rain conditions. I'm afraid then that win their chance of winning. Then as Carlos on the race leader has come into the pits. His teammate Leclerc stays out, so is Hamilton. So into the pits then to Carlos Sainz then. So he comes in, going to switch to the yellow medium tyres then. That will last the end of the race of this Grand Prix. And we're going to do that as well. Sainz comes out to the pits in P5. So let's make the most of it as we can then, okay then guys? So, Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are either of them going to be coming to the pits then. We're going to bring in Perez then. Hamilton comes into the pits, Leclerc stays out. Hamilton into the pit in second, Perez will come into the pits as well. So into the pits comes the second place man, Lewis Hamilton. Carter is coming through, just gone through the tunnel section then. So I think he's going to be rejoining race in P5, just behind Sainz then. He's going on the yellow medium tyre, will be faster than Sainz. He's also on the yellow medium tyres then. But it's in full payout as Perez, my driver, comes to the pits then. As Verstappen, we'll let him come into the pits to start what Leclerc is doing then. So pit window open for Max and let's him switch to the mid tyre to go take him straight to the end of this Grand Prix. Let's hope we can do that for Max Verstappen then. So you have a lot of battery then he will have then to overuse it later on this Grand Prix. The race leader is in. Charles Leclerc pits. And Verstappen will do the same as well. 10 seconds later then for that to be exact then. So Ferrari versus Red Bull then. Leclerc's going a bit slowly in the pits then. Something the same as that then. As Leclerc goes into the pits then. And then comes Verstappen later on then. Carlos will take back the lead of this race. Whereas Verstappen's going to be joining the way. I think he's going to be rejoined by his teammate then. Bottas hasn't stopped his J's gone by. Hamilton's gone by. Verstappen. That's Watson's going to get by. I think Verstappen's going to get out before Perez does. Let's see. Okay, it's going to be very combined close. Perez gets back ahead. He gets ahead of Verstappen then. What we do team orders then for... Okay. We'll have to do team orders then. Verstappen rejoined by Perez. Okay, I'm going to let Perez let Verstappen by. So let's Verstappen by, please. Okay, is Perez backing up the pace then? He needs to let Verstappen by so he can go after George Russell then, but Perez is not doing that then. He's going to let him by then through turn 7 then. That's good teamwork there. Nice going there. Okay, thank you though, Perez. Okay, now Verstappen can help him go after Russell then. But that will be in a matter of laps time then, guys. Verstappen's on the back of George Russell there. So I'm going to let him use overtake then, but don't use the LOS much then. We might use it all up then. Okay, as we go down the side phase where we come through then. Hope to try to get ahead of George Russell as he can then. Through turn 1 until they come through. Russell going a bit slow there. But we hope to try to get ahead of it as we can then. But not that far behind then. He's got a bit of fuel then, so I'm gonna let him push a little bit. There's Verstappen got DRS, and he's almost over where he gets ahead of him. And Verstappen's now into 5th place then. Good cover driver to John from Trevi's time up into 5th place.
Okay, well done.
Well done, man, well done. Okay, next up, Bottas. We're coming on to that trade for right now then, and Verstappen has caught onto the back of the Alpha Man Valley first. So, with that in mind, DRS will be open for Max to use. Let's switch the EOS to overtake and go for it. Perez is in within a second on George Russell Mercedes. So even though Russell out-qualified Perez in qualifying, well, Perez is not going to have that. So I'm going to let it apply the overtake then. So he can make a minute. Verstappen's got ahead of the bug just before the DRS straightaway then. But Bottas will have DRS, but no. Verstappen has it then. And he gets ahead. Perez side by side with George Russell there. My driver not making plays there. And Verstappen ahead of Bottas. Perez ahead of George Russell. Nice move there. Nice going though, Perez. Well done. Into P6. We're clear of one Mercedes. But the other Mercedes Hamilton is batting out with Leclerc. We need to set the car. We need to try and do it. Or Verstappen can hopefully try close down on Lewis then. Before the halfway stage of this race then. He's currently 5 seconds from Lewis Hamilton. 5 seconds to the next car then, okay? Let's keep pushing, man. Let's not waste the EOF battery then. Try and make a move at Hamilton then before the halfway stage. So let's hopefully not to use up most of the battery then. If we can try and keep this up until the end of this GP. Perez is on the back of Bottas. DRS after the Anderson bridge. So I'll use that for Perez here.
Overtake.
Pick up a takedown, try and get out of the Alpha as you can, Dan. Dan's trying to come through there. And Perez gets out of the Bottas, his future Cadillac teammate. And with that, he's ahead of him, his current teammate in 2026, and Perez is now up into 5th place. Oh, we got a safety car. Oh, thank goodness for that. I think someone's going to the barrier, and I think it's Joe Guanyu. Man, finally, Dan. Oh, he's gone straight into the barrier at turn 13. Oh, Joe Guanyu. Oh, and that's going to be his first DNF of the season, Dan. He's gone into the barriers at turn 13. And his teammate Bottas is the other on the left there. He's coming into the pits right now. So, Joe, I'm afraid his race is over. Safety car's deployed means we can hopefully do a different strategy call. So, let's hope we can try to switch. We can hopefully go for the gamble, go for the soft tyres then. Because there's only just about 16 laps left to go, I think there is. So, we're going to try and do that for both our gyros. The safety car's fire is deployed then. As Joe Guanyu has crashed down this race. Yeah, I know that Crofty. We're hoping to look at that then. Oh, fuck! Damn it, I should have not done that, Dan. I missed the replay of Joe Guanyu there. Damn it! Man, finally, Dan, we got something after it was a boring, Dan. I think we're going to be not having a safety car, Dan. But thanks to Joe Guanyu, the Alfa Romeo has crashed out at turn 13. We've finally got a safety car. So the leader is into the pit. But the class state say he's not pitting. Sainz is pitting, and so is Hamilton. They're both going to the pit. Oh, look, it looks like they're going for soft tires. We are going to be going to do the same as that as well. I believe we are going to be trying to avoid the double stack here. Hamilton's going to the pits. Verstappen comes into the pits. What about Wassel? He's getting held up by back markers. He's going to understate the conditions, Dan. But man, as Birdmine line leads the car by, it's Wassel pitting. No, Wassel stays out. Wassel decides to go to the end of the race on those hard tyres. So he's going to try and go to the end of the race on those current tyre, but the rest of them are going to be on the soft tyres, Dan. So everything's going to change then in the last couple of laps of this, in this Grand Prix, Dan. Okay, the second car is about to come into the pit at the end of lap 48 out of 61. So we've got about, I think we've got 30 more laps to go after this one, Dan. So let's get ready to get prepared to go racing again. We're going to push aggressive. We're not going. If we go, and pretty aggressive, that will wear out the tyre. But it says here that we will use a lot. We'll take a lot of more tyre wear. So I think we might put aggressive at the start on the restart, Dan, and use DRS on the restart, Dan. We've got a lot of fuels, then we got Dan, so let's get this race underway. Well, we're just getting close to the back of the safety car, Dan, so let's get this race going, bumping, okay? Here we go, let's go. Let's push to the limit, Dan, let's go. Here we go. And we'll make some overtakes as well, Dan, on the restart. Let's go. We're back to green, Dan, for the Singapore Grand Prix with the two Ferraris out in front. Leclerc has a sign, then it's Hamilton and Russell. Let's push. Leclerc and Russell on one set. Carlos Sainz is going to try and get ahead of his teammate to lead this way, but Leclerc is bucking in. I don't know what Leclerc's doing there. Sainz is side by side with his teammate Dan, the 2 points of horses, side by side, the Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz, battling it out. Sainz wants to take the lead ahead of Leclerc here, battling out through turn 7 Dan, and that is Sainz ahead of his teammate and back in the lead this way. Verstappen's gone back ahead of George Waller there, who has a pit then. So with that, he's got back ahead the P4, and now he can go after Lewis Hamilton. He can go for the 5 point position there. Well, Hamilton trying to close the gap to Leclerc, excuse me. You modify your tyres as you can, Dan. This is extremely close, this is then, guys, as we try our best to try and get the punch we can, Dan. First got a litre of fuel left, Dan. Verstappen will let him push with the fuel on around the back end to get enough fuel to end of the race, Dan. Finally, that first for that podium, then the top 3, that is quite peculiar, it's going to be. It's really going to survey Leclerc. I've seen Hamilton by here, he comes Hamilton, side by side with Leclerc, going for second place. It looks like Leclerc had made a bit of a mistake there when the second came out, and I'm afraid this is destroying his race as through goes Hamilton, through goes Verstappen. As Hamilton gets ahead though, Leclerc still blocks Verstappen though. Oh, very close that is. As Perez got ahead of George Russell there for 5th.
Let's see what happened there. So let's look at this.
Round through turn 5 goes Perez because Russell Did it pitted on the second clock because he decided to say out to get these hard tights into the race. But I'm afraid the Red Bulls and the Ferrari are a bit too quick for him, I'm afraid. And his teammate could be facing other podiums. Hamilton is now into second place in this race, Dan. So Hamilton into P2 means Leclerc might lose to the 5 podium for Verstappen. Oh, Charles Leclerc, my God. Oh, this is not going well so far after the disappointing the past couple of races with crashes in Austria, Canada, and in Hungary. He had sustained then in the past then. As Verstappen got far away by on Leclerc. Okay, DRS open then. Perez just behind Tim then. Okay, Verstappen going for the final spot to put ahead of Leclerc then. It looks like saying in front of the pad that didn't pay out, and I'm afraid he should have pitted down, I'm afraid. That's not going to happen for Leclerc. There's Verstappen is ahead of. He's got ahead of. So is Perez. What the hell? Out of nowhere, Perez got ahead of Leclerc as well. I had never seen like that coming, like guys. So got by Leclerc and then Perez didn't do it with DRS on the back on Leclerc. Then he gets ahead of him. Then Charles Leclerc. His race is ruined. Oh dear grief, Dan. So it looks like he's going to be arguing about why the team didn't send him in, Dan. I'm afraid this is going to be his race ruined, Dan. He's going to be facing P5, Dan. It looks like his race has blown, I'm afraid. What about the gap between Hamilton? Verstappen's now in DRS range on Hamilton, so we can hope we get ahead of him the next lap. Sainz has only got 4 more laps left to go to this race, down to the end of the GP, and hopefully we can try and finish a double podium for our team if we get ahead of Hamilton. Hamilton wants that podium, but we want that second place away from him as we can, okay? Verstappen's got DRS on the back of Hamilton going down the straightaway, Dan. This is the second place, Dan. He's going for it, going for the dive into turn 7, he's going for it. Summer side, and Verstappen. Has he got ahead of Lewis then? He has! Yes, finally! Verstappen has finally get ahead of Hamilton into second place. Come on! Yes! Come on! Nice going, Max. Nice going. What a move that is. That's what we want to see, Dan. Come on! Summer side with Hamilton. And with that from 12 over to the second place. Zeko has helped out here. What a race would have been here. Great. Yes. Arms has got back out of Verstappen on the last lap. Oh no. But Verstappen could get back out of him then after the Everson Bridge. Meanwhile, this is Bottas trying to close down on Leclerc for 5th place. But this is the last lap. He's way out of time. He's got DRS at the back of on the Ferrari. Can't far away by, I'm afraid. Could Verstappen? He's going for. There's one more opportunity to chance to get ahead of Hamilton. He's down here. Oh no, here is our battery down. Oh no, looks like we'll have to save a further. Almost went to the back of the Mercedes Hamilton down. That was very close for Verstappen down. But here comes Carlos Sainz. Ferrari has a bit of a disappointed season so far with many mistakes and crashes and incidents they had in the past though. And the nightmare dream might have come to an end for this, Dan. After the last victory in Australia, Dan, Ferrari wants to put back for the drivers. As here comes Carlos Sainz, comes round and he wins this Singapore Grand Prix. Ferrari are back. What a good race, Dan. They've done it. Hamilton finishes second place, ahead of the 2 Red Bulls of Verstappen and Perez. Wow, best result finished for Lewis Hamilton as he finished P2. Oh, Bottas got ahead of Leclerc at the end. Wow, Bottas. Nice going there for the Alfa Romeo driver. Bottas finished ahead of Leclerc there. Wow, nice going there. Leclerc didn't know what happened there, I'm afraid. He only pitted 8 charging points, he finished in 6th place. He's still pitted dirt on the side car, I'm afraid his race completely busted. Russell in the Mercedes 7. Lando Norris picking up his 2nd point scoring of the season for finishing like he did in the Italian GP, finishing P and getting 4 more charging points added to his points tally. And the two Alpine of Alonso and Ocon will up at the top 10 like they did in the Italian GP in Monza.
P1, baby, P1. Vamos! Vamos, Fred! Vamos, Ricky! What a mega job you did there. What a smart race. You know what? This is my first smooth operation in Ferrari. Smooth operator.
So, Carlos Sainz wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Ferrari first wins the Singapore Grand Prix after nightmare they had in the European League. So with that, they're fighting back on top after so many ways they have been there since their last category. That's a good job there for the smooth operating for Carlos Sainz. They're back there. And Verstappen's doing the development way. Cannot run the champion title here in Singapore. We will do in the next race in Suzuka in Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix next time out there, guys. So, with that second win season, then Carlos Sainz now back ahead of Sergio Perez for second place in the Drivers' Championship in Spain, hoping to finish ahead the next good driver for second place. And there's nothing changed in the Drivers' Championship down with us trying to hope to grab the Drivers' Championship title next race in Japan as well as the Drivers' Championship title for Ferrari.